Hello everyone, welcome to GICTS English Medium Science class. So I would like to introduce myself first. I'm Dasun Sirimevan, your lecturer here, teaching you science in GICTS as well as ICT. And my qualifications are basically coming from both disciplines, science and as well as the ICT discipline, because I went to university in biology stream for my internal degree, and the other one I have done BIT, Bachelor of Information Technology, as my part-time degree, and even Masters in Science in Peradeniya University. So having 13 years teaching experience by now. Was teaching in Wesley College initially. Then I was teaching in East of Metro Campus as a lecturer, and I was a center manager there as well, and had closer to 10 years experience there. And now I'm doing my own institute, having my own classes, and also conducting lectures at GICTS for science and ICT. So would like to tell you kind of story. So how I was not really interested in science in my school age, right? But when I started learning ICT, I thought, wow, science is also kind of interesting subject. Actually, I started loving the subject. So after I learned ICT, why? Because the things happen in my school mostly. I saw my teachers are doing practicals. They were demonstrating it to me and explaining the practicals, theories behind that. And so what I feel there, I wanted to do that, but I didn't have resources to do the particular practicals. But when I was really doing that in my home, at my place, that is the time that I was really enjoying the subject. For better, so since we are talking to grade 6 students, I would like to tell something in Sinhala medium also. පුතේ මම මං ගැන මූලික සඳහනක් කරා. මම මූලිකව කිව්වා දෙයක් ඔයගලන්ට තේරෙන්නේ නැති. මම පුංචි කාලේ ඉස්කෝලේ කාලෙදී සයන්ස් වලට එච්චර ලොකුවට ආස නැහැ. මගේ ඉන්ටර්නලි මම උපාධිය කරන්න ගියේ සයන්ස් වලින් බයොලොජි වලින් වුණාට මම part time කරපු IT නිසාම තමයි part time කරපු IT degree එක නිසාම තමයි මම සයන්ස් වලට ආස වුනේ. හේතුව මේකයි. මොකද මගේ සයන්ස් ටීචර් ඉස්කෝලේ සයන්ස් ප්‍රැක්ටිකල් කරලා මට විස්තර කරනවා සයන්ස් මෙහෙමයි වෙන්නේ කියලා තියරි එක. හැබැයි ඊට වැඩිය මට ඒකට ආස හිතුනේ මමම කරලා තේරුම් ගනිද්දි. So I hope you have the same experience like me. So can you remember how you start observing a being and the life cycle of a plant? I hope you have done that in scholarship, maybe in grade 5. So let me show a small video related to this. This is what is happening in bean time lapse. So I think you have observed this in your school. Maybe you have done this in your home. Then only you are enjoying the subject. Let me show this using a video. You can see. So this is actually in the first lesson, we are going to categorize this as living beings and non-living objects. So plants are categorized under living beings. You can see why, because it's drawing. It's drawing naturally. It's drawing naturally. So it reproduces its cells, keep adding cells, new cells, and you can see it's drawing as a nice plant. You can see the roots, also the leaves, and the bean. Right. To observe that, it will take few days. Make a balanna, ඔයාලට දවස් කීපයක් යනවා මේක කරලා බලන්න. But using the computing platform, you can experience this just within a second. Easily, just browsing the term, maybe the plant name or the seed name, then the time lapse. Okay, let's say you want to see a tomato time lapse. Actually, it's there in both sides. So one is drawing, the other thing is you can see decomposing. ජීර්ණය වෙන එකත් අපිට බලන්න පුළුවන් මේ වගේ පුතේ. එහෙම නැත්නම් draw වෙන එක, හැදෙන එකත් බලන්න පුළුවන්. Both we can watch. Right, you can see this is a time lapse video now again. So let me skip the advertisement for you. I'm skipping it. Okay. Just moving forward little. So this is the seed in place. Seed in place. Once it is placed in the soil, so slowly start drawing. So with the time you can see, no, still not. Okay, you can see slowly starting to say hi. HNI, hi. You can see 2 leaves. Okay. එතකොට මේක අර observe කරලා තමයි අපි සතුටු වෙන්නේ ගොඩක් වෙලාවට. So by observing this, we enjoy the subject. So we found nice method with GICTS ICT School. Actually, so science can be explored, experienced using ICT. That is our theme. Experience science using ICT. අපි ඔයගොල්ලන්ට කියන්නේ ICT පාවිච්චි කරලා විද්‍යාව අපිත් එක්ක explore කරගෙන යන්න, ගවේෂණය කරගෙන යන්න. ඒක තමයි අපි ඔයගොල්ලන්ට කියන්නේ. කොහොමද ඒක කරන්නේ? We can create virtual labs, virtual elements, virtual equipments inside our computer. මම පෙන්නන්න. අපිට පරීක්ෂණ ඇත්තට නෙවෙයි. පරිගණකයේ තුලම සැලසුම් කරන්න පුළුවන්. So that's what we are going to use here. Right? Okay, this is one example. This is actually your syllabus. We have a lot of subjects like electricity, magnets, sound. We will be learning these things, right? Vision, water resources, and also the living world. That is where we are starting. Weather and climate. We will do a lot of practicals, right? So don't worry, we will enjoy the subject into the maximum depth. Okay, here. So this is a virtual lab that we are going to use, one of the virtual labs. And see here, this is again a virtual lab, so which will teach you how density works. You can drop these things and see how the water level goes up. Right, this is another thing. So I'll explain this one by one. Today is not the day, so we will explain that with the theory. And I hope you know about the lemon battery, right? Where a lemon, and so you need some coil as well as some equipments. I'll teach you what are the materials you need to create this. So these things can be virtually created. So let's have LED bulb. And I'm going to add this LED anode or the plus to this copper side, and the other side, the cathode, the minus end, negative. So let's play this. And you can see, it's not that much light. So let's change this, let's reduce the resistance. We will learn this, Pute. Don't worry, let's reduce the resistance. And let's increase the voltage also. Let's say I'm going to increase the voltage to be 3 voltage. And it's going to burn the bulb. Not good. So let's say 1 voltage. Is it good? Yeah, no issue. 2 volt, yeah, somewhat okay, but problematic. Still, you're getting more than required milliampere level. So we will learn these things today, how these milliampere levels are working, how this resistance is working. We'll learn one by one and explore these subjects. So for the moment, learn that everything can be done using the computer easily. So let's say you want to create a small circuit using a battery and bulb and a switch, and you have some wires. It's just your plan. You have to combine these, you have to combine the wires, and then create the circuit. And this is the bulb, and this is the wire. And let's turn on the switch, and you can see the bulb is like now. And let's edit by adding a resistor. So which will resist the power, and let's add another wire here. Now you can see it's generating less light than the earlier because of this resistance. The resistance you can change. So when you increase the resistance, you can see the light goes down. When you decrease the resistance, light goes up. You can see ohms, how many ohms that I'm putting. So 10 ohms, right? You can see when I increase that to 120 ohms, oh, no power as well. So likewise, I can control this. I can virtually enjoy the subject. So that is what we are going to do in science subject. Maybe by looking at this lesson, it is not possible to judge the entire subject today because you don't know any theory for the moment. I assume that. මම හිතනවා ඔයාලා මේ වෙද්දි ගොඩාක් දේවල් දන්නේ නැහැ කියලා. එතකොට එකපාරටම මේක දිහා බලලා ඔයාලා තීරණයක් ගන්න එපා මේ සයන්ස් අමාරුද දන්නේ නැහැ කියලා. නෑ එහෙම නෑ. අපි lesson එක පිළිවෙලට. We will learn lesson by lesson in order. In a chronological order. And initially you can participate for both classes today, Sinhala medium and English medium classes. I'm not going to do single medium class because I'm not very good in Sinhala medium science. Most of the terms that I'm familiar with English medium. So there is a teacher doing Sinhala medium. You can participate to her classes and as well as my classes both for the same fee, right? No need to pay separately. Okay, let's learn with us. And before I finish, I would like to show you one more example about this virtual labs as I said it initially. So see here. So some practicals, even doing these practicals in physical environment is dangerous. So I advise you to not to try this alone or not to try this in physical environment. So before that, we have to try this in the virtual environment and understand what's happening, right? So that's why, okay, I warn you, don't do in physical environment because this practical that I'm going to do now is highly explosive and it may damage, it will surely damage, it will surely damage. So don't do this in physical environment, right? I warn. So under chemicals, I'm going to take a lamp. This time, let's say, okay, let's take acid. And I'm going to take hydrochloric acid, HCl. Some amount of HCl. And also from the metals, I'm just taking a lamp, let's say sodium. That's why I said, so some of you might know what I'm going to do now. So this is explosive, dangerous, don't do that physically, right? So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take a glassware, very dangerous, explosive practical. And from that, I'm going to take standard beaker. Just put this HCl into the beaker and you can see the HCl solution is now here. And I'm putting this sodium into HCl. Dangerous, my God, it is explosive, burning reaction, right? It's explosive, burn in the glassware glassware will go here and there. So that is highly explosive reaction. Because sodium is a powerful metal. Even with water, it will react. Even with air, it will react. So what about HCl? HCl is acid, and acid and sodium will highly react. Don't even make them closer. Too bad. It's like your sister and you. I was just joking, right? Highly explosive reactions. Okay, Pute, right. I hope you understood what we are going to do throughout the journey of science now. So you can join with our science class and start enjoying the class in English medium. So please watch the video, show this to your parents, and try to understand the importance of the practical learning or experience or learn with experience. Practical learning or the learn with experience. This is very, very important because whatever you learn, you don't want to buy hard. You don't want to put an additional effort to remember these things. Without that, you can easily understand and easily remember the things if you do the practicals. For each of these tasks today, even though you are going to learn in front of your computer or your mobile phone, we are going to do number of practicals and researchers and searchers to understand what's going on and what really is, right? Even the periodic table, I think you have seen this in your school. The periodic table that we are going to explore is also interactive periodic table. So you can see this is full periodic table. This is not the full one that you're not going to learn this one today. But why I'm telling this is interactive, because you can see some are there as gases, right? Here, gas is in red color. You can see the red color materials. Liquid in this purple color, solid, and these are unknown. You can see some gases. So when I increase the temperature, you can see the number of gases. Okay, when I increase the temperature, you can see number of gases are increasing. Now it is closer to 1000 Celsius, and you can see even sodium, potassium like materials are there as gas. So likewise, the periodic table that we are going to learn is even interactive. And we will learn about the compounds too. How to create various components like hydrogen and oxygen and create compounds like H2O. It can be ice, steam, or water. එතකොට අපි මෙතන periodic table එක නැත්නම් ආවර්තිතා වගුවත් පුතේ ඉගෙන ගන්නේ ඉන්ටරැක්ටිව් විදියට. සාමාන්‍ය අර නිකන් පොතේ පන්තිය දකින දිත්තිය ඇඳලා තියෙන කොලයක print කරලා තියෙන ආවර්තිතා වගුවක් නෙවෙයි. මේකත් වැඩ කරනවා. මේකේ තියෙන මූලද්‍රව්‍ය දාලා අපිට අණු හදා ගන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ අණු වලින් සංයෝග ආදී හදාගෙන ඒව හැදෙන විදිය, ඒ වගේ උෂ්ණත්වය, ඒවා කොහොමද තියෙන්නේ පරිසරයේ, ඒ දේවල් කොහොමද ඒවා හදාගන්නේ, මොන වගේ ක්‍රියාකාරීත්වයක්ද ඒවට තියෙන්නේ, ඒ සියලුම දේවල් අපි ඉගෙන ගන්නවා. Okay, Pute, I hope that the message is clear enough. I'll stop from here. This is just the introduction. Hope you will join with our science class and start learning with us. Then, thank you very much for watching the video, and goodbye. Have a nice day.